No way!
Who's that Pokemon?
It's Meltan!
Meltan!
What's going on, Pokemon trainers? This morning, the Pokemon Company has tweeted out a brand new Pokemon has been released. Meltan. Yes, a new Pokemon. The one with the question mark that we have been seeing in Pokemon Go since Chikorita Community Day. Some people have been calling it Nutto, some people have been calling it Squishy Nut, some people have been calling it Hex Nut. Well, in fact, the Hex Nut Pokemon, their official name is Meltan. Meltan is a Steel-type Pokemon. So, what else do we know about Meltan? A few things, but not too much. Let's get into it. So, if you go to the Pokemon Company International's website, you can see that they're hyping up Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go EEVEE. That game is going to be coming out November 16th. Let's get into Meltan. If you scroll down, they're talking about the latest news. It says right there, meet Meltan. Let's click on it. But if you scroll down, there's a cool picture of him right there. Meltan, you're adorable. Honestly, when I first saw the leaked image that Trails put on Twitter, I didn't really like Meltan. I didn't know anything about him. Meltan didn't have a personality. All we saw was his sprite. And it looked kind of bland. But the more that we're getting to know Meltan, the more everybody is falling in love with him. He has a little tail, and his personality of like looking around and being cautious and curious just makes him super cute. So, let's see the latest video. When you click on this, it takes you to YouTube, so let's watch it. The two professors. And I'm going to be pausing this to highlight certain things for you guys. Notice at the beginning that it says episode 1, so you can already get hype. If you love this, that you already know more awesome goodness of Professor Willow and Professor Oak and Meltan is coming for us soon. Let's watch.
Hello there, Professor Oak. Can you hear me?
Okay, can you hear me? I can hear you just fine, Professor Willow. This is the first time that we are ever hearing Professor Willow's voice. Ah, this is so exciting. Let me know right now in the comment section below, what do you think of Professor Willow's voice? And then here we finally see Professor Oak interacting with Professor Willow. This is the first time we have ever seen this ever happen in any series of Pokemon Go or Pokemon. This is so exciting. It's cool to see that the two professors do indeed know each other.
Why, hello there, Willow, my boy. What Pokemon are you going to send me today? Actually, Professor, it's a special one. You see, there's something very important about it. Oh, don't tell me. Is it a Pikachu? No, I already sent you a Pikachu a little while back. Then it must be an Eevee. No.
Notice that they are marketing Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go EEVEE here. So here is the first tie-in between Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go EEVEE and Pokemon Go.
Professor, I actually have a Ditto for you to... A Ditto? That was going to be my next guess. Well, you see, the thing is, Professor, it's not just any Ditto. I wanted to discuss the Pokemon this Ditto has transformed itself into. What do you mean? Here, have a look at this video. Oh, what is this?
And there it is. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Meltan, the Pokemon that we have first found, the first time it's ever been seen, ever, in any Pokemon game, was in Pokemon Go right after Chikorita Community Day. Currently, Meltan is still out in the wild right now in Pokemon Go, but it's very rare and hard to find. So, what happens if you capture Meltan? Currently, it'll transform into a Ditto, so you cannot actually register Meltan to your Pokedex. But, maybe later on, we'll have to see how that works out.
Seen this Pokemon? You haven't? Well, if that's the case, Professor, it must be a new Pokemon.
Brand new.
Discovered till now. There have been numerous sightings of this Pokemon reported over the past few days. But it turns out that all of them were just transformed Ditto. That's all we've got.
So I just want to point out, if you are still trying to complete your Pokedex, you still need Ditto, and you still are trying to get Ditto for your Mew, make sure that you get out there, try to find a Meltan, because it will transform into a Ditto, and Ditto will be registered to your Pokedex. So this is probably the best and easiest way to find a Ditto, because currently if you see a Meltan, you know it's going to be a Ditto. Get out there and try to find a Ditto if you still need it.
Right now. Wait! I have seen this Pokemon! It was in an ancient text I once read. So, you've heard of it? Yes, if I'm not mistaken, it could be the myth.
Notice that Professor Oak says that Meltan is a mythical Pokemon. A mythical Pokemon! Just like Mew, just like Celebi, just like Deoxys, just like Jirachi. Mythical Pokemon are epic Pokemon. They have special powers, usually special abilities, usually amazing movesets. Usually they're pretty powerful, not nearly as strong as legendary Pokemon, but very powerful. And they usually have some kind of amazing story or background. So, I cannot wait to see more about what is Meltan's background and where did it come from. It's amazing because this is obviously going to be some type of Gen 8 Pokemon. And I have my own theory about what could be happening with Meltan, so stay tuned.
Go Pokemon! Meltan! Meltan? Found it! This is the text. The description here matches the image you sent me. You're right. This is a discovery for the ages, Professor Oak. But it does make you wonder what kind of Pokemon Meltan might be. Who knows?
We actually already know that Meltan is a Steel-type Pokemon. From the image that the Pokemon Go company tweeted, actually it was just the Pokemon company, they tweeted out this image of Meltan. It says that Meltan is the Hex Nut Pokemon. It's only 8 inches tall, it's Steel-type, and it's very light. And that's about all we know about the Pokedex specifics of Meltan so far. And of course that it's a mythical Pokemon.
But I am excited to find out, Professor. I'll keep gathering any information I can find. And I'll keep going through these texts, as well as taking a close look at that ditto you're sending my way. Oh, Professor, I knew you wouldn't let me down. I consider myself very lucky to have you as my mentor.
So here is the first confirmation that we found out that Professor Oak is indeed Professor Willow's mentor.
I know. Right, I'll be in touch. Wait,
Right there, we can see that Professor Oak was like, wait, he had more details about Meltan, but perhaps this is what we're going to get into for episode 2 of this series. So I'm excited to see what Professor Willow and Professor Oak are going to talk about next time, and especially what Professor Oak was about to say.
Meltan. Meltan's its name, huh? That's got a nice ring to it. Right, looks like it's time to do some field work.
It's time to do some field work. So let's get over to the Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go EEVEE page, because as you can see here in the trailer for Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go EEVEE, you can see the trainer in Let's Go Pikachu the male is using Meltan. So let's get over to that. So if we go to Twitter, 4 hours ago, it's now 10 o'clock in the morning here in Las Vegas. I'm home again, by the way. This is my first day back. I just got home. Pokemon said, trainers, a new species of Pokemon has just been discovered. So it is a brand new Pokemon. Here we go. You can see Meltan. Category, Hex Nut Pokemon, Steel, and like I said, only 8 inches tall and 17.6 pounds. Then you can see here that there's a screenshot of the male trainer in Let's Go Pikachu and EEVEE using Meltan in battle. So now we know that we are actually going to be able to use Meltan and Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go EEVEE, which hopefully means eventually we will also be able to use Meltan in Pokemon Go to battle, which is cool because we don't really have access to very many pure Steel types in Pokemon Go either, let alone in the Kanto region. There's like Magnemite and like I'm struggling to think of any other Steel types in Pokemon Go for Kanto Pokemon. Like there's a lot of Pokemon that are Steel type in future generations like Steelix or Metagross, but not very many in the Kanto region. So here's this interesting almost Pokedex definition. It says Meltan has a body made from liquid metal and its shape is very fluid. It uses its liquid arms and legs to corrode metal and absorb it into its own body. So remember, Meltan is Steel type, but that is so cool. I always thought that Meltan's body kind of reminded me of like conduit, which is basically this like substance that you can connect wires and like metal pieces together so that way they can interact with each other. And here's another screenshot right here from Let's Go Pikachu and EEVEE. It says, and it doesn't stop there, Meltan uses the metal in its body to generate electricity. Look at how cute it is. It's so adorable. I'm loving Meltan's personality. You can see that when it's the dot in the middle gets like this, it's happy. It's its eye, basically. Super adorable. Trainers, your reports about sightings of Ditto in Pokemon Go transforming into Meltan helped make this discovery possible. While it seems the amount of sightings have decreased over the past few days, they're still appearing in various areas. So like I said, you still can get out there and find Meltan. And especially if you're trying to get a Ditto registered to your Pokedex, now is the time. We don't know how long Meltan is going to be here in Pokemon Go, and we don't know how long it will be able to transform into Ditto. Now this next tweet is for all you new trainers in Pokemon Go. A lot of you have never played the main series games before, and that's totally fine, and that's why I really want to actually recommend for you guys, the new guys who've never played any of the main series games, you should definitely check out Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go EEVEE. And I'm just saying that from a friend to you, because the main series games are incredible, guys. They are all of the reasons why I love Pokemon Go so much today, because the main games like birthed Pokemon Go. Trust me, it's gonna be amazing. Just check it out. So, what are my thoughts about what Meltan might evolve into? Well, a lot of people on Twitter have been on my case like, oh, I don't think Meltan's gonna evolve. It's a mythical Pokemon, and mythical Pokemon do not usually evolve. Well, that's true. Mythical Pokemon do not usually evolve. But there are definitely a couple like legendaries or pseudo-legendaries and other Pokemon or mythical Pokemon that have something to do with like building them up, like Zygarde, or even, for example, Phione. You can see here from Bulbapedia that Manaphy was introduced in Gen 4. And let me read you this little bit. It is not known to evolve into any other Pokemon. However, Manaphy has the unusual ability to breed despite being a mythical Pokemon. It was also unusual that in its offspring, Phione, which do not evolve into Manaphy, that Manaphy eggs have different appearance from other Pokemon eggs. So, Phione is born from Manaphy. The only way that you can get Phione is by breeding a Manaphy with a Ditto. Note that Ditto, by the way. So, when you breed a Manaphy and Ditto, you'll get Phione. However, Phione will never evolve into Manaphy. Very strange. So, Meltan might be linked to another Pokemon later, a different form of Meltan maybe, or maybe its evolution, but perhaps the only way that we can get Meltan is through Pokemon Go. So maybe you'll only be able to get Meltan's other form or its evolution or its parent Pokemon through playing Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go EEVEE. It looks very much like a baby Pokemon to me, kind of like Phione. So let me know what you guys think about that theory. And I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I cannot wait for episode 2. Get out there, hatch those regional Kanto eggs. You only have basically until the end of the week. Get out there, catch those Pokemon. Remember to register Dittos to your Pokedex. Smash that like button, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys in the next one.